Hasan Bülent Paksoy is a Turkish historian who earned his doctoral degree at St.Antony's College of the Oxford University in England with a grant from the Committee of Vice-Chancellors and Principals of the Universities of the United Kingdom. The WorldCat lists 16 entries under his name. Most of them are available online. Paksoy has also worked in history departments at Ohio State University, Texas Tech University, Ohio State University, Franklin University, University of Massachusetts Amherst, Central Connecticut State University and the Middle East Center of Harvard University. Paksoy earned his undergraduate degree under the support of a Bostwick Scholarship at Trinity University in the U.S. in 1970. Graduate degree with USA National Science Foundation Project Assistantship in 1976 at the University of Texas at Dallas. In addition to authoring numerous original and historical works, Paksoy is the translator of such historical fiction as The Sun Is Also Fire, a short story about the struggle of the Turks of Transoxiana to remain independent of the expanding caliphate in the 7th century and 8th century. Publications. Professor Paksoy's paper, Governance on Mars, was published in Entelequia, Revista Interdisciplina N9, Primavera 2009, in which Professor Paksoy raised a series of questions. On the 17th of September 2010, at a press conference held in Kremlin, Moscow, introducing the International Space Station Expedition 25 crew, NASA astronaut Doug Wheelock, Russian cosmonauts Oleg Skripochka and Alexander Kaleri, NASA astronauts Scott Kelly and Shannon Walker, along with Russian cosmonaut Fyodor Yurchikhin. The Russian cosmonauts began answering the questions raised by Professor Paksoy beginning at time index 17 minutes 25 seconds of the said press conference. Video on YouTube. On the 26th of January 2011, it was announced that the PLA Chinese Air Force began issuing pilot licenses for first time, as reported by Zhang Qian, People's Daily Online, again addressing the questions raised by Professor Paksoy. During 2006, the second edition of his Identities, How Governed, Who Pays was issued, which summarizes the universal principles of governance in history, based on the concept of individual and group identity, with an eye to the future. Between 2001 and 2004, Professor Paksoy served as the unit head of the Isel Walker Archive of Turkish Oral Narrative at Texas Tech University. As such, he took over a website containing 400 words, and by the time he returned to teaching, he had provided additional materials in the amount of 10 million words. That, in addition to the original collection contained in the so-called green volumes, which he also had digitized, created the first as well as the most comprehensive digital archive on the topic in the world. In 1987, Professor Paksoy published the paper Central Asia's New Destinies in Central Asian Survey Volume 6, No. 1, 1987. pp. 75-92, focusing on the novel Immortal Cliffs by Mahmud Ali Mahmudov, whose true name is Everal Turan, in Shark Yıldızı October and November in 1981. As a result, Everal Turan was first rewarded by the Uzbek government with the highest honors of the Uzbek Republic in 1992, with the Kolpan Literary Award, then was jailed from the same reason. Everal Turan's conditions were also reported by Siobhan Dowd of the International PEN Writers in Prison Committee. This matter was brought to the attention of the Uzbek Republic President Islam Karimov by the U.S. Secretary of State Madeleine Albright in April 2000. As one result, it was reported that Everal Turan's imprisonment conditions were lightened. Quote, reportedly, Everal Turan is still imprisoned. During 1999, Professor Paksoy's ALPAMYSH, Central Asian Identity Under Russian Rule was at first highly praised in the Uzbek press, then involved in an attack by the Uzbek polemicists, which prompted Professor Paksoy to respond with an open letter to the editorial board of Hurriyet in 2000, which is also included in his lectures on Central Asia Second ed. Professor Paksoy's Alpamas ve Bamzi Bayri, İki Adburdistan was rendered into Kazakh and republished in the journal Kazakh Edebiyatı October 1986, shortly before the Kazakh unrest of the same year. Geltokzan, as detailed in his Central Asia Reader, The Rediscovery of History. The matter continues as of the 19th of June 2011. Professor Paksoy's latest volume is Humans on Mars. An electronic version can be located at http://vlib.eu. It carry texts carry_books PAKSOY13 Paksoy_humans %200 $20 million Argentine pesos PDF. Culminating a project he began 30 years earlier. Professor Paksoy completed translation of memoirs